starting. So I wanted to talk today about email. And I have to say, it's one thing that I have neglected quite a lot since GDPR came in last year. And I guess it caused it almost felt a bit like Y2K, didn't it really? It had that kind of feel about it, as though the sky was going to fall in once we hit that May deadline. And to be true, it hasn't changed much. I'm still getting as much trash as I was getting before GDPR. But what I have noticed, what it has done, is it's made the honest people, the people that were honest before GDPR, a little bit more resistant to using email. And it does make me wonder if we are, I don't know, if we're being overly cautious on it. The one thing, to be clear, if you are relying on the social media platforms to keep into connection with people, they're all building the walled garden scenario. They're all building this idea that as long as you stay within the platform, they will share your content. As soon as you start to move someone out of the platform, as in post a link taking them off the platform, then they will throttle back your content. So that means that if you are posting anything on social media and you want to get people to go somewhere, it's probably advisable to put the link in the first comment. Now they're going to get wise to this eventually, and they're going to start throttling those back as well. But that's what they do. They kind of reduce the reach on your post, particularly Facebook. Facebook is renowned for doing this. LinkedIn, not so much. I still think there is some throttling back. You can check this in your own stats, see which kind of things work. But getting back to email, if you have an email list, no one can penalise you for sending them to links. I guess there may be, it depends on what website you're linking to, because some of the internet service providers can impose limits on email delivery when there are links involved. So if you are sending emails with links, make sure the link is sort of in the middle of the body of the text and not right at the very top, because that is a classic spam trick, and if it's right at the very top, that can actually block the delivery of the email, or it can get flagged as spam. So those are the kind of things you need to look out for. But getting back to email and building a list, having a list that is yours, that is uniquely yours, if a platform changes their algorithm or they disappear, you've still got that list. So there is a validity in actually building one, a really, really strong case of doing so. Now the question comes in terms of fair use of that list, because you have to tell people what you're going to do with the data that you've collected. So what I'm doing with clients at the moment is we're collecting minimal data. We just collect first name and email address. And that limits some of the problems we might have. And we're also very clear about what the list will be used for. But what do you do if you've got an old list? And there are things you can do with old lists which don't break GDPR, but they may be considered questionable. So it is a kind of a balancing act here, and I am hoping to have a conversation with someone about this at some stage, because I think there's a lot of interest in how we use email, or how we can still use email going forward. It's the only thing you're ever going to own, is your email list. So it seems madness not to build one, and equally mad not to service one. Now on that subject, if you do have an email list and you're not servicing it regularly, as in sending an email every month, the list will probably die within 6 months. So you do need to keep using those lists. And if you want some more information about how to reactivate an old list, let's get in touch and have a conversation, because I've done it before. Yeah, there's a lot you can do with an old email list and bring it back to life. You will lose some, of course, because you've lost some anyway. So if you're interested in doing some work with your own email list, please get in touch. Anyway, that's probably enough today for a video. If you have any marketing questions at all, you want me to come up with something for you, please do post a comment, a question in the comments below, because you know, I'm here to serve, and I love making video, and it's always good to be led by a question of some sorts. Anyway, that's my daily video for LinkedIn. I shall see you tomorrow.